Well, good evening. Welcome into Queenstown for another round of action in the GJ Gardner Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa. Yes, we're in Queenstown. Not with the skis. We're here to play some hoops as this fledgling women's professional basketball competition, takes win. Heads down south as the Southern Hoi Hoiho take on the Whai. Good evening, Andrew Dewhurst with you alongside Casey Frank, and this is a travelling league.
It certainly is. The Hoi Hoiho got the whole section of the Great South to choose from, multiple venues, but still looking for that venue that's going to give them that elusive first victory.
Yeah, as we have a look at the ladder, confirmation of that, that they are 2 up and 2 down in the wrong sense, the Southern Hoi Hoiho, and they're looking to get a first win. They've been close in their 2 defeats, so perhaps not too far away. They've got to get their offense rolling. Whereas the Whai, they've split their opening 2 games and they sit second on the ladder behind the Kahu.
And playing much better basketball in game number 2 against the Polkai. They'll be looking to continue that against the Hoi Hoiho team that'll be looking to really up the offensive ante. Confirmation
of games being played in this round and right through to Tuesday next week. First 2, Casey, are double headers, aren't they, with the Sal's League?
They certainly are. Go along and see the best of men's and women's basketball you can find in the country. It'll be fantastic. 2-for-1 action.
And the Hoi Hoiho back up on Sunday, as you can see, against the Queens in Wellington. And the Queens then play again on the Tuesday night in Christchurch. So plenty of great Tauihi action around the country. If you can't get there live, make sure you tune in with us here on Sky Sports. Let's have a look at the respective starting 5s for this one. First up, the Whai, and they are not unlike most teams. They're very reliant on their imports, but they look to have some good ones.
They've got the goods. Cara Lambert was fantastic leading the team from the point guard position, but Nikki Green and Don McBride, excellent in support with close to double-doubles and managing the glass. Sean Robati, fantastic in her last outing as well.
And Tiana Clark, so the 2 Kiwis in the guard line for the Whai. Let's see here from their head coach, Mel Bennett.
Team Whai, you had a great win at home on Tuesday. Is it the case of more of the same tonight?
I think defensively we're looking to do the same thing. I guess the trick for us at the moment is there's a different head coach running tonight's show. So firstly, congratulations to Nat Visca for getting the call up. So we've scouted as best as we can, and we'll just try and do our best on the defensive end and just run our normal actions on offense.
Kira Lambert has made a great start to get a career with Whai. How influential is she off the court?
She's actually amazing. She's a leader on the court and off the floor. She sets an example. Her professionalism is, exemplary, so she's awesome.
Yeah, Mel Bennett certainly will be hoping that awesomeness comes through here tonight for the visitors. Let's have a look at the home lineup, and they are steady as she goes. Look for the 3-ball from Gallagher, but again, the influence of Snyder big time in game 1, a little bit quieter in game 2.
The defense certainly focused on her that second time out, knew her a little bit better. Gallagher and Snyder, the 2 lone offensive threats in the team right now. They're going to have to carry the load, but it would be great if Chelsea O'Neill and Dugan could find a way to support with a little bit more than they've been able to give in the first 2.
Yeah, and those 2 players in the guard line, they're very busy, very active, so look for them to have an influence as well. Let's hear from assistant coach Nat Visca.
Team Hoi Hoiho, having been so close in the first 2 games, what needs to change to get you over the line tonight?
Well, we're still figuring out what we're doing a little bit, but definitely shot selection and more consistency on both sides of the ball. We're looking to share it a bit more and hopefully get a few more people in double figures. Yeah.
How special is it to be playing this level of basketball in Queenstown? Have the players been excited about the trip?
Yeah, they're loving it. They came up last night. They had some time together. It's a beautiful place, especially the people that haven't been here before, and we know it's the first game ever like this in Queenstown, so we're really excited and honored to be doing this.
Yeah, it's absolutely a cool spot to be, and if your professional sporting career takes you there, even the better. Nat Visca, though, stepping up to the head coach role.
Yeah, she stepped up as head coach. Charles Nix had personal matters that he had to attend to in Australia. Has been given a 2-week leave of absence. The Hoi Hoiho are expecting him to come back, but in the meantime, they got to figure out this offense. Just 54.5 points per game. The Whai shooting the ball very well, up their offensive play in game number 2 against a difficult Poihokai team. You see the rebounding reasonably close, but it's those field goal percentage that the Hoiho really need to get up from both 2 and 3. The 5, not bad from 2, but an improvement there would make them much more difficult to defend.
Yeah, the glaring difference there isn't just the points scored. So the Hoiho have got to find a way somehow to get to the hoop more often and more effectively. Let's introduce our referees for this one. And there's Melanie O'Connor, who will lead the crew, Sasha Nicholson and Liam Collins refereeing this one. So a little bit of history is made almost every time these professional women step on the floor in the GJ Gardner Tauihi. And Queenstown, I'm sure, delighted to welcome these two teams into town, especially their home side, the Southern Hoiho. Are we starting to see rosters settle in? It's a short season, a short campaign, Casey. They've got to get into it quickly, haven't they?
Well, it's here and there. It all depends on if you've got players away. At the 3x3 right now, a lot of great tall foreign talent is away. But as it comes, you have to take it. So if you're not settled, you just have to find your way out to do with what you have. And I think the Hoiho are close to full strength still, of course. Awaiting Jillian Harmon, who's going to be coming back, and she will be extremely important.
She's okay.
She's not bad. She's not bad.
Interested in the battle of the bigs here tonight as well. Cheslick standing in the old terminology at 6'5", up against Green, who's been impressive at 6'4", is someone a little bit shorter than that, but maybe with aspirations of getting to those heights, delivers the game ball.
Oh, she's got a great start. She's looking tall out there. She's getting a gift for it. Congratulations. But that will be a battle of the big ladies down low. Nikki Green is fantastic on the offensive glass, as we see them both posing for a photo. Cheslick, I think, needs to get involved a little bit more in the rebounding department, but it's going to be a test for both of them tonight.
As we are ready to get the action underway here in Queenstown. And it is initially the Hoiho who threatened to control the tip, but goes the way of the Whai, who play in that beautiful pink. And Hoiho in their blue and gold. Clark. From the Lazine, that one no good, but a little bit fortunate to get the rebound, Lambert.
Lambert is everywhere. She is an aggressive player with a nose for the ball. Starts off well.
Inside, outside, looking for the 3 ball to get them underway. This time the rebound is good for O'Neill.
Two excellent looks at it. The Hoiho, I think, got off the hook pretty luckily there. See if they can't get this offense started the right way on their home ground court.
And Gallagher can shoot the 3. You need her to get hot and get hot quickly. And it looked pretty good, didn't it? But just rims out.
Excellent read there. Sharma Body went under the screen. She steps back, unluckily not to hit. In the post of her, Sharma Body was so fantastic in the last game out against the Poihokai. Can't get the left-handed hook there.
Dugan. Try and get Lambert involved. Inside they go to Cheslick. Here is that matchup in the paints. Got a good look, Cheslick, but couldn't make it drop.
Nikki Green kept her from getting too close to the basket, made it a more difficult proposition. Nice look there by Dom McBride. Can't get it. Her transitions looking to be a weapon.
And that's not one of the better looks at the basket. McBride out of Indiana. And Lambert and Green, the other 2 Americans out of Texas, and Green in particular, decorated career at Penn State.
Lambert was a top 10 recruit coming out of high school when she went to Duke University.
Gets to the elbow, and maybe that's her range. Looked very comfortable.
Money in the bank there. She has a scoring knack. She really looks to facilitate early, get everybody else involved, but they needed a bucket, and so she gave them one.
Had 20 in the win over the Poihokai. Lambert whistle on the play. And the foul will be called on McBride. So Lambert went looking. And after that first up performance from Lena Snyder, it was, I apologise, who was looking to drive the lane. Certainly the scout immediately in game 2 looked to shut some of those drives to the basket down.
She still have over 20 shots, so even when it's off, she's going to get them up because she is vital to their scoring offense. Good luck, though, coming off the screen, plenty of space. The Phi having their way, just haven't had them drop as much as they'd like.
Gallagher goes baseline. Rabadi possibly with the foul. They might prefer that. They don't want a couple of cook-ons here on green.
No, definitely not. If she gets in foul trouble, it changes things, and it does look like that might have been her second personal as she's going to check out of the game. No, Sean Rabadi gets out as Goldrick checks in. We're just waiting for the stats to update to see who that call was, but I like the drive by Samara Gallagher there. Really aggressive, doesn't settle for the mid-range shot, which she's missed a couple of early. She goes right into the teeth of the defense, forces her way up to get to the Razine. Missed the first, can she drop the second? Makes the first and drops them both. Hoiho on the board, tied up.
This is where they have had an issue, is offensively, defensively, okay. So they've got to make sure they stay with their opponent, Lambert. Had to look at three, turned it down. Another couple of passes. And from the Razine, all net from Green.
Love the ball movement, moving from side to side through hands. And then Nikki Green ends up and showing off that deft touch for a setter from 15.
Turn of the Hoiho. Oh, O'Neill just lost her footing there. Looked like she had an open layup and then hit the deck.
Thought she might have been tripped, but that's what the officials think. Nice passing. Ooh, and that looked like Samara Gallagher might have taken a knee to the leg there. A little bit of a Charlie horse. That's not going to feel good in the morning.
No, it's a bit of a grin and a grimace here.
Look at this possession there. I like the way the ball goes side to side. Really quick activity as when the Goldrick taking the foul. Didn't get it up. So it'll be baseline ball as Missy Nuku checks into the ball game.
I'm not sure that Missy got on the floor in that win over the Pauakai. So this is a real opportunity for one of New Zealand's young up-and-comers.
Certainly is. She is still a teenager and getting it done on the junior level. What an opportunity for her to play here.
MVP at the Under-19 Nationals, and we don't have a specific date of birth, but we know that she's well under that under-19 age group.
I'm trying to think how old she was the last time I did some commentary for her. I believe it was 16, so I think she's 17, but I'm sure I'll be wrong, and a lot of people will let me know as Nikki Green gets called for the illegal screen. And that is unfortunate for the Phi as she picks up her first.
Yeah, and those stats indicating that McBride does have just the one, so keep a close eye on that as Dugan drives to the basket, looking to try and find.
Look at that recovery from Lambert there, how quick she is to get into the passing lane and knock it out, not letting Chelsea catch that ball.
So Richards checks in, Tall Fern, Cheslett with the breather. So it's a little bit like for like. Zoe Richards will be expected to get more than her share of the boards here.
Nikki Green, fantastic defense. The switch on the initial screen, and then she dips the other one. Gets a hand on it to force it out of bounds, not giving up the easy look. Maria Snyder, is she going to try and go to work a little bit?
Well, they're going to be under a little shot clock pressure in a moment. And Snyder to Richards. And they've got to get a shot up here quickly. They do from the elbow. Gallagher, good patience.
Oh man, that's under pressure, but she does not sweat it. Showing that soft touch from about 15 under duress.
Lambert goes exploring, picks it back out. The three ball on the way, no good. And so no need for the rebound as Dugan watches that one go out over the sideline.
Didn't hit it, but I love the penetration, drawing defenders in, kicks it out to a wide open Dom McBride, and a fantastic vision by Lambert. She is full control over the court as a point guard. How about this, Missy Nuku up against Dugan, the Australian import. This is a bit of a learning curve for the young player.
Yeah, it's interesting too that perhaps last time out just not quite ready, but getting some early minutes here, the young Kiwi.
Well, to be fair, it was a school night, so she probably needed to rest up.
And it's a Friday now, and we're going into the holidays, so all good, as so too is that basket for the Hoiho.
Snyder showing the touch. She can score from inside, she can score from the outside. Gets off the board, and they're off to a very good start on the Hoiho.
And Michaela Dash out there as well. So Mel Bennett is going through her rotations already a little deeper than she did in the win over the Pauakai. As Lambert gets to the free throw line, no good. Gallagher with the rebound. A lovely pass, but again, busy hands. This time it was Lambert just deflecting.
She is so active. Her motor runs on high octane petrol, getting a hand on everything. Really, just her vision, her understanding of where the ball's going on the court has been really impressive in the few times that I've been able to see her.
I just wonder if Mel Bennett's looking to upset the scout a little with a couple of players out there. Maker Dash had a minute 44 in the win over the Pauakai, but she's trusting some of her bench players. Richards with the 3 ball. Always looked long, didn't it? Rebound, Cheslett.
There's the advantage of having the size that Cheslett provides on the interior. Just too difficult for McBride to box out. She gets a second possession as the Hoiho looking to add to their narrow lead. Don McBride checks out. Nikki Green back in the ball game.
Interesting too, Casey, with the Hoiho going here with Snyder off the floor with both Richards and Cheslett playing at the same time. And Kestrup is out there as well for the Hoiho. And Dugan, offensive call here. So Nuku got herself involved there and draws the offensive foul.
Illegal screen called there on Chelzik. Just a little too much leg, a little too much shuffle there. Misinuku heads to the bench. Good minutes, and looks like Coach Mel Bennett, I think, is extending the bench a little bit. In their last game out, the starters all played 34 minutes around. So give them a little bit of rest as see if they can extend their efficiency down the stretch.
Lambert gets to her shot, and it is smooth.
Come on now. Too easy for her skill set. Gets to 15. Not poor defense, but she shot it like she wasn't even there.
Richards on the curl, but no way through. Green. Gallagher. Again, shot clock pressure on the Hoiho. And block shot, the whistle on the play. Oh my goodness. There's not too much of an argument there, but there'll look to be a lot of ball.
When it looks like a foul, it is a foul, might as well be. Yeah, that was clean as for Esme McGoldrick. Samara Gallagher goes down, convincing the crew to blow the whistle. And she is off to a fantastic start early in this one. 4 points, looking to make it 6 with a couple of drops from the Rosine.
What have you seen so far, Casey? Is this going the way of the Hoiho so far? A low-scoring affair, so they're still struggling offensively, but they're keeping the fire within range.
The last 2 or 3 minutes, I think, have been better. I think one thing we've learned about the Hoiho is that they can play really solid defense. They slow things down. Their offensive capabilities aren't quite up to snuff with the defense just yet. The first few possessions, the Phi were getting great looks, didn't knock them down, but things have slowed down a bit since then. The Hoiho doing a better job getting to the weak side, and offensively, this is pretty much as good as the Hoiho have played this year. This would be a great pace for them if they can keep it up.
Also putting a bit of pressure on up the floor, but
too deep for her body.
And that's an easy basket, good strength.
She's got such an advantage at the small forward with her post skills, and she'll look to use it all night.
Richards look to have a clear path to the basket, but they are so quick, and Lambert leads them, doesn't she?
They're very quick, and when they're in transition, look at how they go. The unselfishness is fantastic.
Well, the 3 ball from Lambert, Robati gets the rebound. I reckon she gave up an easy look at a layup to kick it out.
Yeah, I don't think she quite had a clean handle on it, otherwise she would have gone up with it. But I do love the extra pass. You see the ball whizzing around the perimeter right back into Lambert's hand. Another open look. There have been there a plenty for the Phi up to this point, but they're still 0 for 5 from the 3-point arc.
Rabati will go to the Rosine, or will she?
She will not. Yeah, it didn't look like she was shooting the basketball on that second attempt, so I think that's the right call here.
Well, she conned the commentator. It was a good attempt, wasn't it? Almost got the referees engaged, but no, from the baseline.
To be fair, we're pretty easy to trick.
Just the 1 point in it. And, these two teams, we talked about it in the head-to-head. The glaring difference between the two was scoring output. So the Hoiho, you would imagine, far the happier of the two teams right now, even though they trail by 1.
Yeah, the only thing I think about if I'm the Five, they're settling for these mid-range jump shots. They've got the opportunity to get to the cup, put pressure on the rim. They need to continue to do so.
And the Five putting real pressure on up the floor here. Hoiho good enough to break that pressure, but then can't drive to the basket because the movement from the Five is so quick.
And the Five can turn on that pressure at will. What a hand there.
Clark at full speed, and she can go. Lambert. Turnover.
Let's see if they can't get it done in transition. Love the pass.
Kestrel just got a little bit too much under the basket. They get it back again. Is that a pass via the basket? They're hitting the side of the backboard. It's not pretty, but they still have possession.
It's working out so far, but they got to get it in the net.
Got to get the shot up. Rusk with the pass. They make the 3. That's a perfect possession.
It's always good. All's well that ends well, certainly. But open looks all over, playing with better speed that time to counter the defensive pressure of the Five.
So Hoiho, they really have come to play at home in Queenstown for the first time.
Fire not executing to the level that they're capable of. Much better on their home court.
Oh, turnover just when they were looking to build some momentum. Moate Breen out on the floor, and I think it was Moate Breen that made that triple from the corner. Kestrel out there as well, the doctor.
The doctor. And that's not like Dr. J, that's an actual doctor.
She's earned that through the hard yards, all the training. And
timeout here being called. That's the on-court players timeout, the Sky City timeout. Each team can call 1 timeout per half. Only the player with the ball in hand can call it. You're not allowed to talk to the coaches, as we see the assistant coach for the Hoiho doing a little communicating there. That is not allowed, so might have to up about what the rules are, but it's only the players on the court that are supposed to chat about things.
Yeah,
this is going on.
When Lambert called it, Casey, I thought she turned and headed to the bench.
Yeah.
So maybe they all need to just remind themselves. But they're having a chat now.
There you see the Sky City player timeout. 1 per team per half. And another quirk about it is you have to be on opposite sides of the court. So you both sets of teams can't be on the same side of the half court. They have to spread it out just a bit. Let's see what the Five come up with. They do need to talk about their offense. I like the player timeout there.
Let's see what they've set up, what they're going to go through here. And it's not good. Just busy hands again from the Hoiho.
Active defensively, the Hoiho have really done their job, slowing things down for the Five, bring them down to their level offensively.
And these are really good moments for the Hoiho because they've got quite a number of bench players out there whilst they're starting to put some pressure on. And great basket and the and one opportunity. That's a great drive from Moate Breen.
She has been impressive in her minutes off the bench tonight. And here we take another look at it. On ball doesn't quite work, but determination to get there. The floater game gets it in. Somebody's got to get up and get that net. It's going to be tough to make these shots. Yeah, here we go.
Well, the one player that might have had a crack at it just walked away and left it to the referee.
He's not looking like he wants any part of this.
How are those Achilles feeling for the official? He's not warmed up to jump like that. Where's Nicky Green gone?
The referee handing it to the player to do. He wants no part of it. That is well stuck. You're probably going to have to get somebody up on the rim because what's happened there is the net has looped around and locked onto the other side. So we may have a little bit of a ladder action. There we go. There's the step ladder. Here's the man in charge of the gym. Brought 4 steps and solved the problem.
He takes that with him everywhere he goes.
The bow's a little bit much.
Was that over the top?
A little bit much for the bow.
You ruined the moment.
I was impressed by his activity until then.
So in the context of a low-scoring first quarter, this is an opportunity to go 5 clear for the Hoiho in what has been a very impressive start to the game. And she has been impressive off the bench. Clark now. 1:20 left to play in the first.
I think the Phi need to do more in transition, get their offense going that way. Another open look.
Comes up short, and long rebound grabbed by guess who?
Walter Green is getting it done early.
Krista Richards in the post. There's some real contact there as well, but Richards ignored for the moment. Now has it outside with the 3 ball. Might have preferred the pass earlier when she was in the paint.
And continuing to collect those rebounds.
Robati inside. Green cuts to the basket and the foul.
On the rim. This is where the Phi need to concentrate. The jump shot not falling for them right now as they sit 0 for 6 from deep here in the first quarter, but solider from inside, just 5 for 8 now from inside the arc, and a chance to cut it to 2 with this make from the Rosine if she gets it.
And she does. And
Substitutions
coming in.
Yeah. This press can be really difficult to break when the Phi get it right. As you can see.
McBride, Robati, so the quick feet and hands of Tiana Clark. Now Lambert goes explore. Oh, nice hesitation and a pass for Dash. Oh, she deserved the assist there, Lambert. Dash let her down.
Lambert with the hezzy, clearing space. It was impressive. Just couldn't get the finish for Dash.
Rusk. Rebound. McBride. Final opportunity, seconds counting down. 5, 4. Can they get a shot up here? McBride from the corner. Oh, it was in, it was out. And in the end, it doesn't trouble the scoreboard. A very impressive opening quarter. Low scoring, yes, but again, they shut them down defensively. The Southern Hoiho lead it 13-11. Welcome back into Queenstown for the GJ Gardner Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa, and it's the home side from the southern region. The Hoiho leading 13-11, largely Casey Frank on the back of real energy off the bench from Moate Breen.
Yeah, it's fantastic when you can get that kind of scoring punch outside of somewhere you normally expect it. And we came in saying the Hoiho, they've got a couple of weapons offensively. They need somebody else to step up. Moate Green does that here in the first quarter, offering those 6 points off the bench, the leading scorer. Samara Gallagher with 5, the next best for the Hoiho. For the Phi, it was Nikki Green with 5, and Lambert backing up with 4. who I would like to see get more involved scoring the basketball, not just facilitating.
Again, they are looking to press at every opportunity, every inbounds. The Whai, they're looking to put pressure on. And the Hoiho, they continue to run with some of their bench, and it was the pass from Kestrick that freed up Cheslett.
Well, that's a lovely on-ball play right there. Broke the pick and roll to perfection. The switch comes up. Nikki Green had to come and had the roll. Nice delivery, good finish.
McBride, who was 0 of 4 from deep. Green looking to Rabati.
Got to put a little bit of arc on that one. That straight line only works if that player who's sealing on the low post has your chest open to him. As it's more of a straight line, you got to lob it in. Use a bit more touch.
What are you seeing from the Hoiho in terms of their defense? Why the Whai struggling? Are you seeing any patterns?
Well, mostly they're just daring them to shoot threes, and they're not hitting them right now. They're giving up the outside look at the expense of taking things down low, as we see.
Cheslett again. Yep.
A solid post play there by Cheslett. It's getting deep, low position for the finish.
And that lead out to 6 all of a sudden. Is this the answer, Casey? Well, you want to see her taking on that scoring.
It's a good look. Nothing wrong with the look, but the threes aren't dropping. I'd love to see them get to the rim some more. They've had so much success down there.
Inside they go again, Cheslett. There are problems here for the Whai, and no surprise, Mel Bennett says, I want to talk about it.
Well, two things. There's not enough ball pressure on the passers. Chelsea, 6 straight points to get herself involved. That's a little bit surprising for a player who has struggled to score for a bit this season. Coming in, she was averaging 2 points. Oh, sorry, that's not her season averages, but coming in, she was not averaging that high of a finish. But here, 3 straight buckets. They're really looking at that high-low. She's getting a lot out of it.
It's interesting also, looking at the Southern Hoiho. I mean, coming into this game, Casey, you and I looked at the stats, we looked at the numbers, and both teams pretty shallow with their roster, but we're seeing them going to the bench. Look at the numbers in terms of minutes off the bench.
Yeah, it's nice to see, you know, when things aren't working with the starters, you go to some other areas. You spoke about Chelsea earlier, not averaging a lot. Well, coming into this game, she was averaging 2.5 points per contest. So for her to just explode offensively in that little stretch there, I think it's a bit of a strategy turn. You know, you've got a center who's got good hands and the soft touch around the rim. Let's get her the ball down in position where she's comfortable. They've done so in those last few possessions, and the Whai have to find an answer for that, because right now they are failing the test.
And I just love seeing the smiles. Look at the mood. I mean, they're feeling it at the moment, and a happy team often is a successful team. Whilst there are perhaps a few frowns on the faces of the Whai, but they'll get it going. We've already seen that in this Tauihi.
Oh, missed. Don McBride cut there. Would have been a shore two.
Rabati gets to the right hand, and again it's in and it's out.
Halfway down. These rims are looking a little unfriendly up to this point in the ball game. For the Whai in particular, 5 for 18 from the field.
Swatted away by Green, but Cheslett recovers. Dugan, mismatch there. And then the adjustments and the steal, one of the easier ones for Green. Clark on the charge. Fast break, looking to settle for the 3-ball again.
So many opportunities are going wanting from the arc, despite good looks and solid execution.
O'Neill got the seal in there from Snyder, and O'Neill couldn't capitalize, just lost the handle.
Lost the handle, I think a hand. Tiana Clark might have had something to do with that, or possibly the presence of Nikki Green just lurking to take that shot out of the sky. Foul there on Chelsea, I believe.
Yeah, just reaching not so much around as through the back of a Whai player.
And the Hoiho playing with excellent intensity defensively now. Their offense has inspired their play on this side of the court. Chelsea heads to the bench. The Hoiho will have to figure out a different area to draw this offensive scoring from.
Clark with the inbounds pass. Lambert. McBride. Hoiho are just shutting down those driving lanes, and this is where they're having to settle. And again, it's a jump shot from outside the free throw line.
Well, everything's going underneath screens. Everything's sagging off as we see McGoldrick with a good hand defensively. But the Hoiho are pretty much just forcing the Phi into outside opportunities, packing the paint, taking away those passing lanes on the interior and daring them to hit triples and perimeter shots. And up to this point, that has been a challenge.
Richards, tall Fern, Dugan, the Aussie. She was pretty well guarded and had to look for support, tried to find O'Neal.
Yeah, nice cut by O'Neal there, saving Dugan from forcing the turnover, which would have been a little fortunate there as we have a timeout for the Hoiho to discuss what they want to do on this baseline out of bounds possession.
Well, they may well be at the disco at the moment. The Hoiho, they've got their dancing shoes on. They're playing very well. They've come out strongly at the start of the second quarter.
Shooting slightly better. Of course, it's that three-point stripe and the lack of attempts at the regime for the Phi right now that's really the difference in the ball game. They're 0 for 8 from deep and just one attempt at the regime. At this point, if I'm Coach Mel Bennett, I'm saying, hey guys, the jumper's not working. Let's get physical. Let's get to the rim. Let's earn ourselves some trip to the stripe to get some easy points, because the way we're playing in this mid-range, they're not respecting it right now. We have to change our game plan.
And they've got the players to affect that game plan, haven't they? And Rabati in Makadash and, of course, Green. They've got the players.
They do certainly have the tall lumber to get that done, but I think it's the guards as well are going to have to come off these on balls and be a little bit more definitive on their drives to draw defenders out and force them so they can make that extra pass or just get all the way to the cup and start scoring.
Quick look at a three ball there as Tyler Mitchell was aware of the shot clock, so it was good game awareness, just not good execution.
Had to get it off quickly. The execution was good. The execution of the shot just missed, but a wide open look coming off the baseline out of bounds. You can't ask for a better look than that. Milena Vucinic checking into the ball game.
Familiar name, of course, in New Zealand basketball. Daughter of Ninette.
Daughter of Ninette. Mother was a tall friend as well, so not bad lineage.
They do go into the paint through the 5, but they're shut down. That was messy.
Tough to pass to the bigs down there by their knees. They like it a little bit higher. Nice thought. They need to get a better pass into them.
Gallagher. Handoff with O'Neal. Back out to Mitchell. Good ball movements. Still exploring, looking to create a scoring opportunity, and Dugan it is.
Oh, nice clever move there. And Nikki Green caught in between. Should I help on the cutter or should I help on the driver? And Tori Dugan took advantage with the floater.
Lambert kicks it out, and again they go looking from depth, and at last they make one.
Vucinic drops the triple. Maybe that will finally take that lid off the basket and they can get a few tickling the twine.
Much needed basket, and even with the triple they still trail by 7. Off the glass, no good. There's no touch on the hoop, so no reset. Now they do, but the rebound possession is going to go the way of the Phi.
Decent looks there, but another offensive rebound for the Hoiho. That is their 4th of the ball game, 18 overall, compared to just 14 for the Phi.
Well, and maybe Elena Vucinic can make an impression, much like Moate Breen has already done for the Hoiho.
That is tough by Lambert with the left hand off the glass, well defended. But that's why I want to see her drive. That's the skill she has.
Might have been a toe on the line. Doesn't matter. It was long. They'll keep possession though.
That was a strange play. I thought it went off the 5, but no 5 players went to chase it down. Only a Hoiho. But apparently, it was the last touch by the Hoiho, by the 5 before it got there.
Yeah, Lambert was quizzical in her glance to Melanie O'Connor. Dugan who showed that she can drive the lane and finish with the little floater. That one a little tougher, a little more of a settle really on that play.
Chelsea pretty lucky not to get an illegal screen called on the roll, taking Lambert out of the play.
Lambert, straight into the contact of Richards.
Goldrick down low, doing work underneath, getting rebounds. Her teammates both fighting for it.
Green.
That's the settling. That's the settling I think the Five don't need to do as much. It's not a bad look, it's just not a great look, and they need great looks to get back in this game.
Mitchell has come out there off the bench and clearly doesn't mind shooting the 3-ball.
Love the toughness from Lambert. Your point guard boxing out like that, taking that activity. Gets knocked to the ground, but right back up.
Just a slight pause in proceedings.
Fine noticing the pressure on Lambert up, so we'll just have one of our forwards dribble it up so she doesn't have to deal with that pressure. Oh, had Vucinic open in the corner, couldn't find her in time.
And she is looking to get to her spots as well, Vucinic, but that's better. They go inside, they get a good look, and they slowly edge back into this.
Good patient offense. I like McBride had multiple options, went to the post. McGoldrick with the finish.
Snyder, who hasn't had a big influence here, but you know she can. Drives into contact. Richards for the 3. No good.
Snyder, you look at the activity that draws her when she's got the ball, multiple defender runners at all times.
Well, McGoldrick had a real mismatch there, but a good defensive work by Dugan.
And McGoldrick expected a little support. Nobody ran with him, though.
Richards from the elbow. Good.
Nikki Green, I think, lost her footing. Timely cut by Zoe Richards, making herself available and hitting the mid-range jump shot.
Lambert, they just can't get their offense going here. 18 points, and we've just about played 17 minutes. Vucinic misses that time.
But the Five have fought their way back into this one. They've got to be pretty happy after looking at that 10-point deficit to cut it to 5. Still great looks. They need to continue this defensive effort down here.
Dugan to the baseline. So Richards takes a tumble in the key, but Snyder comes up short. And they turn it over. They get another look here.
The activity of the Hoiho has been impressive.
Mitchell
Nikki
blocked
Green,
by
get her
Green.
out! Cookie, says Nikki Green. Blocked it and caught it. McGoldrick picking up the ball when you don't want it at half court. Well, she's got the mismatch she wants. Clear it out, says Lambert. I've got Chelsea, get it back to the guard. She's got a center on her.
Vucinic from the corner made one there already. That one front of the iron.
Unfortunate recognition by Lambert's teammate. She had a center Gardner and they had to clear out that post area so she could go to work.
Cheslick got a good seal in there and asking for the foul. In fact, demanding the foul. Wasn't given though. Other end of the floor, McBride with the easy layup. Here they come. Margin now is down to 3. And Nat Visca says it's our turn to have a chat.
Oh, McBride able to get something finally to drop on the layup. Nice defense. And I think Chelsnick might have a little bit of an argument, as there was a lot of contact from directly behind her on that turnover.
There really is some pedigree in this Phi import lineup. Nikki Green, let's just chat a little bit about her. Out of Texas, 4-year career at Penn State, the only player in Penn State history with 1,000 points, 900 boards and 200 blocks. So she's been impressive. Was drafted back in 2013 by the Phoenix Mercury. Didn't play that year, but has since played for the Sparks and for the Connecticut Sun before heading away to multiple international destinations.
Have ball will travel. What a fantastic time to be a young hooper. Options galore around this globe where you can ply your trade. Of course, no better time to be a young, aspiring female basketball player in New Zealand than right now. I mentioned it once again, the pay parity in the professional league is a fantastic thing for the players today and the players of tomorrow.
So the Hoiho looking to just calm things down a little again. Having seen their leads just chipped away at by the fight. Key thing is they do still lead by 3. Snyder had a look, little up fake. That's a long 2, isn't it? That's good D from the fight.
And she's trying to get herself involved. Good, strong rebound in traffic by Rabati. Snyder, she's getting those shots up because she's just not getting clean looks.
Rabati.
Look at Lambert. I love her game. I really do. She doesn't get the rebound there. What did she does? Oh, I was surprised, but went both ways. Sometimes officials forget which direction it's going, but they got the call right in the end.
Timeout. 1:20 left in the second quarter. So we are starting to see a little more of the arm wrestle again.
I guess we've got to put the Hoiho on that short list for best defensive team in the league. The way, we've seen a few games with them now, and the thought process is, well, they're struggling to score, but no, it's the clamps they're putting on defensively. They are refusing to let teams score on them.
Yeah, their 2 performances so far in the Tauihi. They conceded 73 against the Pauakai and 50 against the Kahu. The painful part of that is they only scored 46 themselves, so they lost a low-scoring one, but it does highlight that their strength is defense.
I tell you what, these gyms are colder down south. I haven't been to this Queenstown venue just yet, but I've got a feeling it's a few degrees nippier than most of the gyms around the country.
Yeah, and we are midwinter, of course, and conditions are pretty cold down south. A fair bit of rain falling across much of the country over the last couple of days, so I hope everyone's safe, well and dry, tucked up inside, enjoying our coverage here of the GJ Gardner Tauihi.
Well, 1:20 here, the Hoiho up 3. If they can maintain this lead or build on it, huge boost for their confidence and momentum going into the second half. But the 5, they've been pushing. If they come all the way back, they are going to be the ones going back in the second half with that momentum.
Green kicks it out. McBride. Well, that was better. They went inside, then went out. We've got a jump ball here. Game arrow goes the way of the fight.
Don McBride just cannot find the range, but good effort by Sean Robati. Found the basketball and snatches it. Nice pass from Mickey Green facing the triple team. Another open look. Look at Robati just snatch that ball from O'Neal.
McBride, if our stats have caught up, I think 0 from 5 now from beyond the 3-point arc. Lambert just inside the 3-point line. It's not necessarily a shot the coach wants to see.
Love the work Robati's doing. The shot clock was, of course, going down, so you had to get it up.
Oh, great shot off the glass, too.
I love her post game. I really like Sean Robati when she gets the catch on the interior. She's got a myriad of moves and could go to either hand for the finish.
So what was a good lead for the Hoiho now threatens to turn into a deficit if they can't score here.
They refuse to let Snyder beat them. They are giving her so much attention. And you see,
she found room.
With a second, she's got a little room. It's a bucket. The double team forces her to pass, but kinetic motion kept cutting.
Lambert at speed. That's what Casey Frank wants to see more of.
I like the take. Can't get the finish, but that's the mindset the Phi need to have more of. But the Hoiho now with a chance to finish. That last possession might not have been the one to run it on. You should have slowed it down, hold it up for a next to last shot. Instead, it's the Hoihos.
8 seconds left on the game clock. Shot clock is irrelevant. Foul, late.
Not a bad foul at all. They still have multiple fouls to give. That's a great job from the bench, letting them know. They got another foul to give here. If they do it the right way, the Phi, they don't have to let the Hoiho get a shot up at all.
Rosie Samia was with the foul, and have we got another Sky City?
Yes, we do.
Timeout, so this obviously has to be the Hoiho. There's only one per team per half, and they are shuffled off to the other half of the court.
And you see the Sky City player timeout as we see the communication, and it's really important in these situations where you can't consult your coach that you know the chain of command inside here, what you're talking about, what play you're calling. So there's 4 seconds left. They see the Hoiho talking about the play, exactly who's going to go where. The time they took there should give them excellent execution on this coming out with just 4 seconds to get a shot off.
What is the play they're running from their 4-second offensive playbook? It's not that. I'm sure they didn't write that up.
Lambert on the break. Snips it out in transition to get the finish. She couldn't get a second ago. She is devastating defensively.
So half-time with that bucket for the Phi. It's a 1-point ball game. Southern Hoiho lead it 25-24 here in Queenstown. Stay with us. When we return, we will look at the numbers from the first half.
Celebration. Sweet treats, flowers, gifts. Visit celebrationbox.co.nz. Now welcoming to the court, Nina, Zara, Frankie, Madison, Sophie, Emily, Isla.
Welcome back to the Queenstown Event Centre here for the half-time discussion.
her teammates some of those assists. As you see the blocks as well. Lambert and Green, the only 2 blocks in the game. Nikki Green's block was a big one as well.
So steals, Snyder, active hands, not yet affecting things too much with her scoring ability, but she's finding ways to get on that box score.
4 points, 5 rebounds, 4 steals. She's on triple-double watch regardless of the slow scoring night, but there's a good chance with her skills that's going to come around.
So the Whai Welcome back as final preparations are made. So the teams are heading back out on the floor to just go through some of their shooting drills to get themselves warmed up and ready for the second half here. And shooting drills in order because both teams need to find some offense here. It's a low scorer.
Yeah, just not great from the three-point arc for either squad. The Hoiho 1 for 8, but the Whai 1 for 16 at the moment. So they've got to find a way to get that jumper to start dropping. But on the other flip side of that coin, the Phi shooting 47% from 2. So a lot of success in that area. When you're looking at those rebounds, those team rebounds, it's pretty even. The Hoiho with the 1 rebound advantage in there. And both teams probably turning the ball over too much for their coaches liking. 8 turnovers apiece. Both teams will look to take better care of the basketball and keep creating the quality of shot they've had so far, but do a better job of knocking it down.
And the Hoiho are winning on the floor and winning in the stands as well, as we saw the mascot, Hoiho, just handing out some of the basketballs to the kids. And it's just been a great part of this Tauihi, as well as the Sows, as the engagement with the communities. Crowd numbers, Casey, just fantastic. And of course, this is a new concept. And how good is it for the women's basketball community? But even the Sows with the men's, every home team is generating great supports on such a high.
People love their hoops, and the quality of hoops in both leagues has been fantastic. And you know, I think for the Tauihi women's basketball, Aotearoa, it is important to really make sure the fans are getting out there and seeing the quality of the game, supporting these athletes as they have their inaugural season. And I think that support will actually just increase, but the thirst for the game, the thirst for more of it has been fantastic. I can't tell you the number of people that have been reaching out to me on social media about what's going on with the women's league. To be fair, it's actually more than what's been going on with the men. They are really excited about what's happening.
Yeah, goodness me, and you extend that though internationally. Look, at the moment we've had our 2 under-17 lineups at Asia Cups and World Cups, the 3x3. We've got the Commonwealth Games coming up. The Tall Blacks played the Philippines. My goodness.
Asia Cup coming up as well for the TV. So this is basketball season. It's a little bit truncated, of course, because of all the goings on around the world with COVID. The men's season was just about supposed to be finished by this point, so things are a little on top of each other. But hey, you couldn't get better if you're a hoops junkie.
And just quietly, if you are a corporate and you want to invest and get them behind, I reckon Dylan Boucher would accept your call because there's a few bills to pay with all that basketball going on.
It is a lot of cost to send these teams around the world, especially when with those under-17 teams, they had qualifiers, and then they got to the Worlds, of course, where the young girls, the under-16 girls are about to start playing the next couple days in Hungary. The young fellas, I think, just finished their pool play.
Back to the here and now, though. So what are you expecting from both these 2 sides to try and get the W?
The Hoiho will be pretty pleased with the defense. They'll be looking to do more of the same, but I think the Phi are going to come out and pick up the defensive pressure and really try and force some turnovers. And I think we're seeing, look at this extension already outside beyond the 3-point line, forcing them out of their offense.
Dugan. Oh, just kicked it out. And O'Neill apologising. She was on the cut to the basket.
Yeah, O'Neill had the wide open cut where it was and then came off it when Dugan went with the no look. Confused her own teammate, unfortunately. I like the thought, but unfortunately couldn't pull it off.
Early turnover. And an adjustment to now they've changed it back again. So we are back with the 1-point difference. Just thought they might have made an adjustment there. McBride. Goldrick's had a lot of minutes. Green. Back in the hands of Lambert. So goes past Dugan. Kicks it out. Rabati from the corner. Comes up short. And they get the board though.
Nikki Green again doing an excellent job
and
on
finishing.
The glass. She is a tough cover on the interior as she picks up rebound number 8.
Snyder out to Chesley. Dugan. Premium is very much on scoring the basketball here in Queenstown tonight. O'Neill, Chesley, they need to get a shot up here. Dugan with a long-range prayer, not answered.
And the Phi doing a good job of packing the paint, forcing the Hoiho to go outside themselves.
Goldrick inside, can't get the and one, will go to the foul line.
Well, I like the use of the up fake there. Drew out Shelby Chelslick on the up fake, blows by her, gets the foul, couldn't get the finish, but to the Resine, and this is also something the Phi need a little bit more of, some trips to the stripe to get their touch in, get that offense ticking over. You see just one attempt in the game up to this point, but they did make it, so That's pretty good.
McGoldrick, 22 years of age, debuted for the Tall Ferns back in 2019 out of North Canterbury Junior Association.
Oh, unfortunately, misses them both. So the Hoiho stay within one. Don McBride had that lined up, but couldn't reel it in.
So they started the second quarter with a real hiss and a roar, the Hoiho, but they're struggling to get a good look here. That's an open look at 3 for Dugan. Can't make it though. The long-range shooting woes continue for both rosters. Lambert kicks it out. McBride turns down the 3, and with her numbers, no surprise.
But I like the mentality. You know, I haven't been shooting it well, so I'm going to get to the rim. She could have taken that shot very easily. Nice run of the break. But Kyra Lambert there, finding McBride on the perimeter. Puts it down, gets the foul, gets to the stripe. She's able to hit a couple, maybe she can get her eye in.
McBride's out of Bedford North Lawrence High School in Indiana.
And she shoots like she's from Indiana. She's got that Indiana shot from the Midwest.
She was the first Arizona Wildcat ever to shoot 50% from the field and 40% from 3.
Which shows that she's got that stroke. You know, this is a little bit further than the college line is in the United States, so a bit of an adjustment to it, but she's got the ability to hit out there, certainly.
Rebound for Green. Snyder with the missed bucket.
Here come the Phi in transition.
And this is concerning for the Hoiho. They cannot affect the scoreboard at the start of the third.
How about that pass by Nikki Green as the center, on point, giving it to McGoldrick in stride for the finish.
They could well do with something here. Gallagher with the 3 ball, came up short.
And here they are off to the races, pushing in transition at their best at this.
And there may be a timeout in the offing here. And right on cue, because the Phi have just turned up the dial.
It just came out and blew open the doors with an 8-0 run, putting pressure on the Hoiho in transition, getting those rebounds and immediately putting the ball on the floor and pushing it down the other direction. The Hoiho need to make shots or send a couple extra defenders back, not worry about the offensive glass, because right now that transition attack is relentless.
Whatever the adjustments that were made, they've been put to good effect by the Phi, and so often it starts at the defensive end of the floor, doesn't it, Casey? They're getting stops and they're able to run in transition.
Absolutely, it all starts with getting the stops. If you can't get those stops, you have no ability to run. You can't run when the ball's going through the net. So now that they've started to play better defense, they've been able to increase their offensive output and most particularly increase their offensive efficiency. And they've changed the starting lineup as well a little bit. We saw that McGoldrick got put in place of Clark, looking for a little bit more size, a little bit more scoring on the interior, and that change has certainly proved dividends. That is a very long, switchable lineup that's able to put pressure on the opposition all over the court, and they're right back into it with a full court press.
Hestrip on the floor for the Hoiho. Gallagher, and they break that press pretty comfortably. And now need to get settled into their offense. Moate Breen wearing 3 out there. Snyder for Richards. Moate Breen was the instigator of a great run in the first half for the Hoiho. Snyder, time clock pressure and defensive pressure. That's just too good from the Phi.
Snyder trying to create something late. Don McBride puts up the great wall defensively. Look at the slide here. Gets in front of her. Might have dribbled off her foot, but then the hustle to go down, tie it up. Shot clock violation. Back to the Phi. A chance to continue this 8-0 run to start the second half. And that's not to mention the last bucket of the first half, so it's 10 straight, technically.
Yeah, and that was an awful turnover with 4 seconds left on the clock. Led to a layup for Lambert, so it really has been a momentum swing.
That seesaw is pointing in one direction right now, and it is bright pink.
Lambert, Green all alone.
Didn't realize it. She thought she was probably had a defender there and want to stop that post right underneath the rim. Not a bad look, but couldn't hit it.
Snyder for Richards. Got Green up in the air. Green with the hard foul. Richards will go to the line.
I always appreciate when a player makes sure that that shot's not going to get up. Just Nikki Green's second foul of the ball game in there now with 7 points and 8 rebounds and one solid hack. That's a solid hack. I appreciate it.
It was a nonchalant solid hack.
She's a physical player down low. The way she was rebounding the basketball earlier this week in the Whai Hoiho home opener against the Poyakai was really impressive, the impact she had on the game.
Richards makes the second, and finally the Hoiho gets something on the board in this third quarter. Lambert suddenly looks in the mood, doesn't she? Green, there's that combination and gets the roll.
Ran the on ball, got the switch, and Lambert knew exactly where to go. Love the patience from Green inside. Look at that defense by McBride, reading the lane.
Real danger signs here as McGoldrick runs unattended but can't get the finish.
Look at the pressure of this Whai team. This is the Whai team, I think, that was expected to come out really active defensively.
Richards drives baseline, foul call.
Right back at you, says Zoe Richards for the Hoiho. Not settling for jump shots. When you are getting pressured like that, in the full court especially, you beat that defender that's guarding you, and you should have options. You can get to the lane, you should have shooters on the sideline as they recover, but you have to beat that initial point of attack offensively. As we've seen the Whai up the rebounding ante as well. They've started winning that battle of possession. I wonder if the Hoiho might try something a little bit defensively themselves to slow down the Whai momentum that has been building since this third quarter began.
Make a dash out there for the Whai. And so too Tiana Clark. So
gets it back. Tiana Clark.
Well, then it will be looking to see these bench players maintain this momentum, this very good third quarter so far. That's physical. Rabati just dropped the elbow. Couldn't make the bucket.
Just really appreciate her post game. She does such a nice job of the thing that Nikki Green didn't do the previous possession. She stays right in there next to the cup when she's got that seal, gets her defender on her back and says, I'm open here, give it to me here. You cannot stop me 2 inches from the front of the cup. Can't hit the first of the Razine, but the fouls piling up on the Hoiho early in this one, just 2 more and they'll be in the bonus.
Rabati makes the second. And that lead now out to 7. And if memory serves, I think that's about the lead that was enjoyed by the Hoiho in the first half.
Hoiho were actually up by as many as 10 early in this game, so quite a reversal of fortune.
Snyder, that's the presence that she has in the paint.
Essentially, anytime she's not double teamed, she's going to get a great look at it. And she does so there.
Tiana Clark. Monte Breen with the good defense. Lambert now.
Going to that cross screen again. Lambert doesn't see the defenders come across. Excellent recognition. I just love her skills as a point guard.
No help. And the Hoiho to Snyder.
A block by McBride as well. Gets a hand on it, initiating the break. Here comes Lambert.
Just a hint of panic in that offensive set there by the Hoiho.
Clark loves a triple.
And we've got players on the deck, and clutching the back of her head is Olivia O'Neill. So some contact there. It was an unfair battle. O'Neill and Dash.
Kayla Dash. Macadash can put some pressure on the glass there. No fouls called. The ball eventually goes out of bounds. It will stick with the Hoiho. Coach Mel Bennett, she likes what she sees here in the second half. This is more along the lines of the intensity she was expecting.
And she too, rocking the pink.
Oh, constantly. She's got it down. I've got a feeling she's going to have a new pink ensemble every game.
Hoiho needs a response. You just wonder, where's it coming from? Consistently anyway. We've seen little snippets from Snyder. 3-ball from the corner for Mitchell. There was a whistle on the play, so I don't know that that would have counted. It missed anyway.
just the activity defensively from the 5. It's just been really impressive.
Lambert again, open territory to explore. Inside, Rabadi. That is a go-to play.
And she can go to either hand as well, but it's the catch. It's just so deep. I love where she's getting the ball delivered to her. Vicky Green in the lane. Picks up foul number 3. She's not super happy about it, but that off arm was all over Zoe Richards' back, who will not yet go to the line. Ball on the sideline.
In terms of adjustments from Mel Bennett, as we see Nat Viska looking a little more concerned than she was in the first half, the stand-in head coach. But they are not settling for the 3-ball, are they? They were 1 of 16 in the first half, the Whai.
And just the one shot, and that's the one Tiana Clark took a couple of seconds ago. They have changed their mindset exactly how they should have.
Richards.
Look at the game rebounding for the 5 as well. 5 pink jerseys there.
Clark again from outside. She can make that. No. Rebound Chesley.
See the difference in those 3 to the ones we saw in the first half.
Richards had the seal. Chesley. Dugan from long range. And now it's the Hoiho that are having to settle for that outside shot.
Yeah, I think the 5 taking a page out of the Hoiho book as we see an open look in the corner. It's a little short, but possession will stay with the 5.
Really important 3.5 minutes here for the Hoiho, for both teams. But if the Hoiho want to be a chance of getting their first W of the season, they need plays like that. A good steal from Mitchell, but they must finish this 3rd quarter strongly.
Just snatched that one like candy from a baby.
Dugan and Lambert ran into a great screen from Richards. Mitchell, that's her go. They want her shooting the 3, but she has not found her range.
Back in transition. Lambert at her best when she's pushing it.
And again, after we said they hadn't been shooting them, Casey, they've had a few open looks, but how strong is Rabadi?
Love it. Great position, shedding defenders as she gets the offensive rebound for the easy putback. She has really taken over in this 3rd quarter as she moves up now to 11 points.
Well, if you were here for a 3-point shooting exhibition, you'd be disappointed. Both sides have struggled. It's been their Achilles heel, but it's the Whai who have changed the game plan in this 3rd quarter and kicked well clear now. They lead by 11.
And have held the Hoiho to just 5 points in the quarter. Look at the pressure they are putting on the rim. Time again. Man, oh man, she is just ever attacking. And look at Lambert nearly getting a steal. The activity from the Whai here in this 3rd quarter has been kinetic. It never stops moving.
Again, hands, turnover.
Nobody running with her. Will Lambert take it alone? She will.
Took the contact and off the glass, gets the finish.
And just like that, the Whai are well in control of this one. All downhill sledding for them, a 15-point lead. That is a 25-point turnaround from the largest deficit they faced it early in the 1st quarter.
And they really have blown this game wide open. And even the stats are struggling to keep up. I can tell you that Lambert now has her double-double. And she has the double-double in points and rebounds and 5 assists. So still triple-double watch.
This point guard, man, 5 foot something. It's not on the high end, but double-digit rebounds already. She is affecting the game all over the place.
Just a pause in proceedings here. Chance for the players to catch their breath.
And that's good for the 5. I'm the Hoiho. I'm not super excited about this team that's putting all this pressure on us and expending energy. Has a little bit of time to figure it out. I'm not sure what the issue is. I think the officials are over talking to the score bench about something. Could be an issue with the score, possibly the clock. We'll update you if you hear anything, but hopefully we'll get back to the action shortly.
Well, in the context of this one, maybe they've just been struggling to keep up in the last 5 minutes, because all of a sudden we have points piled on in what was a low-scoring encounter.
Yeah, just at the point now, like, should we take a little break? Possibly.
Half-time was 25-24 to the Hoiho. And they've struggled to score in the third, but the Whai have just, well, they've done as they pleased, really, at the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah, outscoring your opponent 21-5 here in the quarter. And there we have it. I think whatever the issue is has been solved.
Good to go, and the response was, yep.
Back in action.
And even if we're not, just bluff it until you believe it.
This game's on TV. We'll worry about the stats later.
Lambert with the and one.
Affecting the game all over the place. Loving the activity she's given.
Luca's back out on the floor, the young Kiwi guard, and just reaches in a little too eager there.
And gonna have to hold up on the fouls. Both teams will be in the bonus from this point forward.
1:44 left in the third quarter. Chesley. Snyder. Well guarded by McBride. Nothing going and forcing the turnover.
I like Lambert. Slow it down, get a better shot, and head to the free throw line. Off to the regime she goes.
I think we can read that body language as to what Gallagher thought really occurred.
It is difficult when you're defending and a forearm comes up towards your jaw and then you get called for a foul. Hit him with the, wait a minute, what's going on here?
So the offensive struggles for the Hoiho continue. And, always felt that if they were to win this one, it had to be a low-scoring encounter. That is their go-to. And they've just not been able to find the points, and they've dropped away defensively in this third quarter. Dugan barking the orders. Nuku right up in her face. Trying to go around the screen of Chesley, still exploring.
Yeah, really shutting down those penetrating lanes.
Kestrel had to shoot the three. Shot clock pressure, and they'll turn it over on the baseline, will the Whai, but that is another great effort at the defensive end of the floor.
And they have completely put the handcuffs on the Hoiho in this one. Shutting things down at every opportunity. They've just, in particular when Snyder's got the ball, she might get one dribble before she has multiple defenders on her.
Oh, that is a hard tumble. Chesley has absolutely barreled into Green.
She's asking for the flop because I got to agree with her. These two players have been smashing into each other. Green takes that one. I think the fall hurt her as much as anything else, but the thing in a battle like that, when you're battling against somebody in similar size, you know, you're going 100% each time, and Green, she pulled the chair out on her. She saw the contact coming, and she had a little gamesmanship, and she gets rewarded.
Well, I tell you what helped sell it was the contact with the floor. Maybe there was the professional slap of the hand as she hit the floor to emphasize the contact.
Ooh, Snyder was convinced that one off Missimiku.
So the home fans in Queenstown watching their team sadly just dig a bit of a third quarter hole here. Green. Vucinic, that is absolutely her game.
Yeah, she's given him some of the hope from deep. She actually has both makes. So there's the shooter that the Whai want to go through as they build the lead up to 21.
This is just a remarkable, it's domination. And look out, Lambert is running and scoring, and they are just having a blast in Queenstown, are the Whai.
23 points to lead the Hoiho. Struggle to find answers to what's going on here in the third. This break, we could use a bucket right now, though.
And on the buzzer, it does not go. And that is a quarter of basketball to treasure for the Whai. But it's one the Hoiho want to forget as quickly as they can. Wow. 30-53, the Whai in complete control heading into the fourth.
Starting in the middle of the court, we have Gabby and Emily, friends that putting their friendship aside for what girls call game goodie bag. Dragging the ball around their bodies, dribbling to their respective hoops and taking their shots. Can we get a count in from the audience? Are we ready? Girls got game goodie bags on the line. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! It's a golden hoop. First spin, and we have a winner, Gabby. Everyone give her a round of applause. Girls got game. Goodie bag going Gabby's way. Well done, girls. Very good. Future basketballers. Both awesome fans of the game here today. So the DJ Gardner basketball they won earlier, and then got to take the court themselves. For the girls got game wraparound contest. Hungry last chance for you, Brad. Instacho, sausage on bread.
Well, quite the change in the complexion of this game. Welcome back into Queenstown, everyone. The GJ Gardner Tauihi. And the home side at half-time, I reckon they enjoyed their orange juice. They led by one. And I mean, I don't think anybody saw, you saw the potential for this to happen, but surely not even to that extent in one quarter.
Well, I think this is the Whai at their very, very best. Everything is going right for them in that third quarter, and everything went wrong for the Hoiho, who are only able to muster 5 points in the 10 minutes. The Whai, however, they found that running game, and now being led by Lambert and Robati, both with 15 points, leading that way, scoring 29, outscoring their entire first half output in that 10 minutes, and they're not putting the brakes on anytime soon. They've got the starters back out there to continue to apply pressure to the Hoiho.
So the Whai looking to well and truly announce themselves as one of the real contenders for Tauihi. And even wayward passes finds a player in pink inside to Green, double teamed, kicks it out. Vucinic, one more pass. Lambert with the 3-ball, the high arcing shot, gets the long board.
Everything she can find. She's just got such a nose for the basketball.
Vucinic again comes up short. Look at Lambert hunting it down.
I just love her energy. She is banging around there like a pinball, touching every bit of the court, always around the basketball.
Snyder.
Oh, good cut.
Good cut, good find, not the good finish.
The right move, though, moving without the basketball, giving your teammates options. Nuku can't find the range in transition.
When we get a chance, we'll just have another look at the numbers of Lambert, because she's on triple-double watch, but in 4 statistical categories. So
quadruple-double, baby.
We keep an eye on it.
That would be a league first if she can pick up the quad-double.
That will write some headlines, and I'll tell you what, Tauihi is writing plenty of headlines. Snyder. I think one of the worst things that Lena Snyder might have done was score 32 in her first game, because the opposition coaches have gone to the scout and tried to shut her down.
Oh, well, it's not one-on-one basketball, though. She hasn't been taken out of her game, but she sees multiple pink jerseys with every catch.
Almost the steal. It's a nice play on the action there. McGoldrick went back looking for more, tips it out. It'll be Hoiho possession baseline. It's now might be that chance. Casey Frank, Kyra Lambert with 15 points on 6 of 15 shooting, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals.
And the block. 1 block as well. Not bad for the point guard.
And
Nikki Green, get it out.
Can I add to that 0 turnovers for Lambert?
That might be the most important part for a point guard. She has this offense running very well here in the second half. Picking the defense apart.
Goldrick working in the post and working to good effect.
That is a lovely bit of skill. Knows exactly how much time is left. Using the fadeaway to give herself space. Lambert again. Everywhere.
Just, and that won't go down on the box score, will it? But she's got a hand in there and affected the play again.
She is something. She is activity incarnate.
O'Neill, Richards, catch and shoot. Green with the board.
The pace still being pushed, and Lambert with the layup in transition. Can't get it to drop. But the Phi refusing to put pressure. And even after the whistle, Lambert's still going for it. As she's wary of a few elbows randomly coming her way from Zoe Richards.
And I think Richards did the right thing, just kept walking away. She wasn't going to win that, not when the scoreboard is so much against you.
To be fair, I'm not even sure she noticed.
Casey, do players in your experience, and I don't know how many times you were in a position of looking at a triple-double, in your experience, do players know? Are they told? Are they looking at the box score?
It really depends on sort of the team and where you can get those stats from. But for the most part, when a coach has an idea in that third quarter and things are coming down late, a coach will normally say, depends on the game. If it's a tight game, you're not going to, that's not what you're talking about. But in a game when it's a 25-point deficit and you're friendly with the coach has confidence in you that you won't veer too far off the game plan, he might come up to you and say, you know, you're 5 assists away or you're 2 rebounds away. And so normally in a game like this, there will be some discussion about what you need to do to get it down. She's still a ways to go on those assists, needs 5 more of them, but she's not going to stop passing the ball to her teammates anytime soon, so still certainly a chance at it.
They are rare moments in basketball, the triple-doubles, so we'll keep an eye on it.
Nikki Green just on the verge of her own double-double, 1 point short, 9 points, 10 rebounds. Dawn McBride, she's pretty good in that 3 statistical category as well. Just the 4 points on a poor shooting night, 1 for 7, but 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Not bad at all. So
the hits keep coming from the MC and the music team here in Queenstown at the event centre, but they have not been able to inspire the home side to buckets.
I don't know about this song because I think the Hoi Ho have had enough. You can stop.
Time to stop. Time to stop.
We see what's going on. Another block. There's one McGoldrick.
And Moate Breen got it back again, but came up short. And this might be a chance now for Missy Nuku to get some more minutes because she was out there early tonight.
Well, I think the lineups have just changed slightly. It's a nice steal there by Snyder, reading it. Her body didn't keep the body on the defender to hold the position.
Chesley. And Snyder had the seal momentarily, and the foul from McBride.
And good adjustment from her. When double teams are consistently coming your way, you got to get rid of the ball quickly. You have to make your move faster. Tough for her to do on the perimeter facing the basket, but back to the basket, the quick spin, go straight to the left hand. A nice adjustment on that possession. Of course, she'll need a few more, but I like to see the way she's thinking the game.
So you start to talk about consolation type moments for the Hoi Ho. They just want to be out there competitive in this final quarter and try and shut down this offensive juggernaut that came at them in the third.
And the Phi have slowed things down a little bit here, not hitting with the same efficiency, but the damage has been done.
Here's that assist number 6. No, it rolls out.
Goldrick chasing after the rebound, gets the foul, but appreciating the hustle.
No question, the result aside, it's been a great vibe, a great atmosphere and great fun here at the event centre as the Tauihi comes to Queenstown for the first time. And they are looking forward to having some hoops action in town much more often, much more regular in the future.
No doubt. This is the appetizer. They're looking for the digestif.
Rebound, Green. Lambert. Green sets the screen. Rabati on the curl. Good attention from Kestrip though, and then Snyder pounced on the basketball, but just called for some contact.
And that will be her third personal foul. Can't worry about the foul trouble now. Got to get stops somehow, some way, string them together. Just 6 points in the second half. The offense, it's going to be a struggle, but the defense can continue to work hard.
Nuku for three. And on the weak side, McBride with the rebound, then lost the handle.
And Chelsick with the activity. Physically knocking McBride off her line there, forcing the loss of possession.
Green, that's first half scoring onslaught must seem a long time ago, but she's got another bucket there.
Yeah, Green caught between the two worlds, thought the pass was going to come, but Wate Green just straight to the cup. Nobody stops you. Okay, buckets.
Opened up there for Lambert, but couldn't finish.
Didn't hit the rim. I think they're going to have to get it up quickly.
And foul is called, so late in the shot clock, and that'll be an and one. Rabati with the finish, and she'll go to the Razine.
Rabati getting the friendly roll as she moves up and scoring to 17 points now on 8 for 16 from the field. And then will be her third attempt from the Razine.
Don't think she put that on the floor. I'm just wondering if that is assist number 6 for Lambert. It is, so we're just watching it tick over. 4 assists away from the triple-double.
The question really is, how much longer is she going to be in the ball game?
Rabati makes the free throw. Tiana Clark back on the floor.
If I do have a bit of a break after this one. So maybe just ride these players all the way down to the last buzzer.
Yeah, they've got Kahu on Wednesday, so they do have time to refresh as Chesley. Somebody open the door. It's just not been their night, and a challenge for the Hoi Hoiho Casey is this lack of offensive output is going to start to get in the head a little bit.
Well, that's probably a little bit out of Shelby Chelsick's range there. She's more comfortable around the basket. The shot clock was going down. But not out of the realm of possibility to get that one to drop. But the defensive intensity from the Phi has probably been more impressive than that third quarter offensive explosion. It was the defense creating a lot of those opportunities.
Green with a tough look, but she makes it look easy.
Buckets, right, that was the call, and that was what we saw. Dropping it in on the turnaround despite solid defender there.
Tiana Clark, I wonder, has been given the ball handling duties here for the Phi, so Lambert, while she's still on the floor, she might run out of opportunities to add to those dimes as Cheslett with the board and Lambert with the reaching foul.
I don't think I've seen anybody as excited for a triple-double as you tonight since Russell Westbrook.
It's the number I'm looking at the most because I think the game is done. I think the game is done.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility with just under 4 to go.
It's controversial that though. Does Russell really like a triple-double, do you think?
I don't know. Maybe, maybe.
He's not about his own stats, is he?
He certainly likes to collect them. And she's Shelby Chelsick hits the first from the Razine. Can't get the second. Green picking up another rebound. She continues to have stats from matriculate to that area.
Lambert. Space was cleared. The pathway was cleared, but done so illegally by Green.
And the Phi well and truly took their foot off the pedal here in the fourth quarter. But that third quarter, that was a buzzsaw going through timber at the lumberyard. It was impressive what they were able to do defensively, putting that pressure on all over the court and converting on the other end.
And they are up in the faces of the Hoiho defensively. Clark on Moate Breen, who stops on a dime but can't get the finish. Last touch off, looked to be off Richards, but
I think she gave it a little tip on the Lambert off the leg. Heads up play by Zoe Richards, who has been pretty active tonight herself.
McBride heads to the bench. Vucinic back out there, and seems curious in a scoreline like this, but her triples have well, the first one especially came at a vital time when the game was very tight. Defending now is Selena Vucinic into the paint. Richards, quick turn and shoot. Green with another board.
Decent offense there. Once again, just seems to be a lid on that basket all night long for both teams. Ooh, don't like any activity down by players' knees, even if accidental, and it comes up okay. So what a week for the Phi.
Yeah.
Getting a home opener in franchise history, winning that game in impressive fashion, and now coming on the road to open professional basketball for women for the Tauihi League in Queenstown, providing a dominant third quarter.
And their loss in their, let's say, in 3 games, they're going to win this, so they'll be 2 of 3, but their loss, Casey, was only by 4 against the Queens.
And they found their measure partway through that game and came back from a big deficit. So outside of really Woods, we see a nice finish there.
Alicia Rusk
knocking it down on the runner, her first points in the ball game. But outside of even those first 2 quarters, their last 10 quarters or so has been pretty impressive. McIndash can't hit the fadeaway.
going to work in a few minutes that she will likely get on the floor here at the end of this one. Mitchell to the baseline, kicks it out. Rusk over the head pass. And Cheslett goes to work and goes through the contact.
Throwing that left arm around to clear some space. Still fighting hard down to the low post, and Cheslick's best offensive game of the season.
Oh, stumble there. Just lost her footing. Can she shoot the 3 ball? She's done everything else tonight, has Lambert. And there's a whistle on the play. And this may well have gone the way of the Phi, has it?
Somehow works out for him.
So it looked like Cheslick had the box out there, but it is going to be 5 possession from the baseline.
And of course, in the Tauihi, count back does not matter, so the final score doesn't have an effect on seeding because each team plays each other 3 times, just the wins count.
Tiana Clark, she's just such a scrambler, and it results in another triple for Vucinic. And look at her again.
Third triple of the game for Vucinic. She moves up to 9 points. Tiana Clark hasn't actually played a ton tonight, but still able to affect the game defensively, even when the shot not falling as much as she'd like.
And it's her modus operandi, isn't it? She is busy, she is fit, she's an athlete, she will run and she will hassle defensively. Doesn't matter if she's out there for 6 minutes or 36 minutes, Tiana Clark.
Out of bounds was Rusk. before she was able to grab that.
But I'm heartbroken, Casey. I'm waving that triple-double away. I'm waving that triple-double away.
You fought the good fight for a while, but it is tough to get assists when you're on the bench with under a minute to go. She's good, but she's not that good.
Clark with the drive. It's just a matter of time now, and all there is left is 44 seconds.
Outside of the third quarter, this is an even ball game. There's no difference on the score sheet. But in that third quarter, the Phi were hotter than the pink on their uniforms. It was an impressive performance.
Certainly putting the rest of Tauihi on notice if they hadn't already. They are absolutely right up there in the conversation as contenders as Vucinic scores off the glass.
Moves into double figures with 11. And the second half clinic is complete.
It's been an effortless 11 points as well. Mitchell turn and shoot. Richards goes searching for the rebound. So it is all but done and dusted. Maybe one more shot here if they can get it up in time. And they do not get it up in time. It is all over, and it is, in the end, a comprehensive scoreline on the back of a quite stunning third quarter performance. The Phi win it 65-38 over the Hoi Ho.
And the offense was good in the third quarter, but it was the defensive intensity and execution that created it. There's Kira Lambert, who more than likely will be the player of the game out of this one with the she put together 15 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. Yeah, that sounds like player of the game to me. And the head of the snake, guiding the action, getting her teammates involved, and the Phi look like they're moving from strength to strength.
There's confirmation of some of those numbers. Rabazzi was powerful, wasn't she, in the paint?
I really like the way that she went down to the paint and the teammates got her the ball involved, but multiple players, Shaniko Green, Nikki Green getting that done into double figures as well. There's the rebound stats. Nikki Green gets the double-double. But how about Kira Lambert leading the way? Might be the shortest player on the court for most of the time, but leading 14 rebounds is impressive.
Yeah, shortest player, but had the most hustle. It was Desire that got her so many of those boards, 6 assists. And the blocks with a couple there for Green.
Defense activity for the Phi around the rim. Nikki Green has excellent timing on those blocks, and then we see the steals. Lena Snyder getting the 4. Lambert matching her on that side, and McBride, of course, got a couple herself.
For the Southern Hoi Ho, they'll go back to the drawing boards. They've got a couple of weeks with Charles Nix, their head coach, away. Confirmation late today, though, that he will be back in a couple of weeks. At Visca running the cutter tonight, but couldn't get the offense operating, and then they just got overrun in that third quarter.
There you see the team cheer as one down onto the next, and this is what we have upcoming in the Tauihi Women's Basketball Aotearoa League.
So Nelson get along to the Trafalgar Centre tomorrow, 5 o'clock. That's a double header. You'll see the men afterwards. Likewise, Sunday at TSB Bank Arena in Wellington. That too is a double header. And then the mainland Toakai will take on the Tokomanawa Queens at Cal Stadium in Christchurch next Tuesday. It has, though, been a night to savour in Queenstown, and those players might well have earned the opportunity now to head down lakeside, put those puffer jackets on, brave the chilly southern air, and enjoy some of the sights that Queenstown has to offer. It is the visiting team that's come out on top, the Phi, defeating the Hoi Ho on the back of a stunning third quarter onslaught. On behalf of the entire production crew and Casey Frank, this is Andrew Dewhurst signing off from Queenstown. We'll see you next time with Tauihi.
some kind of